practices, and expertise to enhance organizational growth and national development.
Okay. So basically, what does it do? Which professionals are you targeting? Like everyone?
Well, we're targeting human resource professionals who are into training-related activities, as well as learning and development professionals in various organizations and institutions.
Now, speaking about learning and development professionals, what's the role of that in Ghana?
All right, thank you very much. Learning and development plays a critical role in the development of Ghana, and I would touch base on two. The first one I would speak to is strengthening the capacity of professionals within the country. We serve as a strategic partner in terms of building capacity of employees. And the second point I would speak to is serving as the bridge between industry and academia. Okay. Now, we realize that there is this continuous concern from industry that the students that are coming out from our various academic institutions, they don't have the capacity, they don't have the skills that is required from industry. Now, it is the role of the L&D, Learning Development for short, to say that how do we build skills, put in developmental programs, put in developmental journeys for these students who are coming into our organizations. And then I would also speak to building a future-ready workforce. We live in a VUCA world where how are we preparing our workforce currently as a nation to meet up with the continuous changes that are happening in the world. That is where L&D places as a strategic partner to organizations.
Okay,
Yeah.
just before I come back to Akosia, would you feel perhaps with learning and development, a lot of the times, a lot of students, it's like theory without a lot of practice.
Exactly.
You're able to address those concerns.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
exactly.
Okay. So who should be a part of this network, and what are some of the benefits they stand to gain by being a part of GladNet?
Well, so for GladNet, to be part of GladNet, you have to be an HR person who undertakes training-related activities, all L&D professionals in organizations and institutions, any training service provider, training consultants in Ghana, you're all welcome to be part of the network. Benefits accrue to members. First off, it's a community of like-minded professionals. We share expertise and knowledge, so there's so much to gain. We also have discounts on conferences and workshops as far as learning and development programs are concerned. We also have what we call access to resources on L&D related activities. There are a lot to share, a lot of information. We have seasoned professionals who are part of this network, and they bring their expertise to bear. So there's so much to gain when you join GladNet.
Okay, so do we have to register on the web or anything like that?
Yes, there's a portal that you can register on. We'll share that, and also a contact if you need more clarification to join the network.
You're right. We'll touch on that very soon. So for now, I understand there's an upcoming launch. I mentioned it in the intro. I believe the 18th of March. Yes. Tell us more about that.
Right. So we have the GladNet launch scheduled for 18th of March 2026 at the Capital Group Limited near Bishop Bauer School at Abiyokoshi. And we are so privileged to have the Minister for Labour, Jobs and Employment, Honorable Dr. Rashid Pelpo, to grace the event for us. It's an opportunity for us to be out there, for people to know that there's this network in place. So we are inviting all members to join. Everyone to join this network.
Okay. Is there a theme you're operating under?
Yes, we are operating under the theme Empowering Ghana Through Learning and Development.
That's quite interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. But just before I go to John, I understand you are Ghana's first certified transfer designer.
Yeah.
Yes.
When we say that, what do we mean? Who is a certified transfer designer?
Right, thank you. A certified transfer designer is someone who has gone through a certification program to be given the mandate to put in place systems and procedures that ensure that we train for impact. This is to say that oftentimes people go for training, and they go for training just for the attendance. But the certified transfer designer, your role is to ensure that when people go for training, they are able to apply the knowledge that they acquire on the training onto the job. They just don't attend the training for the numbers. They attend the training for impact. So your role is to ensure that there are systems, there are levers, first of the clarity of expectation, the transfer action plan. When they come back after the training, what am I coming to do? So to ensure return on investment and return on expectation. Remember, training is a lot of investment. When you're putting money to train your staff, to train your employees, what do you want to see after the training? That is what the certified transfer designer, your role is. You need to ensure that the training doesn't just become an activity, but it becomes a journey, so that there are results after the training. There's impact after the training.
So do you find that a lot of the time people are just there, for their attendance? Basically,
right.
It's like, you know what, this has to be here. So
exactly.
So it's like anything you do.
Yes, they don't even understand why they are going for the training. They've been nominated to go for the training, and then they are just there. They are just at the training. The knowledge acquired is not applied on the job. When they come back and you ask them, they'll tell you, oh, the training was good, the facilitators were good, there was good meal and all that. But then what happens after the training? That is where we're interested in, and that is the role of a certified transfer designer, to ensure that these systems are complied with, so that there will be return on investment and return on expectations.
Interesting. So it's like we are transferring the learning to what we've actually going to do, the job we are going to do.
Right.
Interesting. For John, so what are some of the key areas GladNet will focus to drive learning and development?
Thank you. GladNet would really want to focus on, I think I'll mention two. The first one is a mindset shift. Okay. Training has over the period been seen to be a one-off activity. That is an erroneous mindset that we have concerning training. In most organizations, training is seen as even a time to while off time, a period to just leave work and go and say something. We want to shift that mindset to ensure that training serves as a strategic driver of development within organizations. We also want to focus to shift that mindset from business owners seeing training as just a coordinating function. Training, learning and development must have a seat on the table. What it means is that we want to contribute strategically to businesses. We are not just there to coordinate training. Okay, we need training, so let's just get the people to go for the training. You realize that in most organizations, trainings are just ad hoc, knee-jerk activities. No. GladNet seeks to make learning and development a strategic contributor to the bottom line within organizations. And just as Akosua mentioned, we want to bring them like-minded people together. How do we then drive our strategic intent, which is to contribute to business development? And so these are the key areas that we want to focus on. Mindset shift for both we, the training and learning and development practitioners, as well as for our business owners in terms of management. Yeah, these are the key areas.
When it comes to business managers, what does it seem, in terms of your research, why does it seem ad hoc, like knee-jerk reactions, like, oh, we should do the training? So what have you noticed? Why do we do that? Maybe, like, perhaps one example.
Okay, so you realize that right after performance appraisal, people just mention that, okay, these guys, they need training. But training may just, in fact, it's not even all the problems that we just need training. There may be a system challenge. There may be issues about tools. If you are using obsolete tools, how do you expect returns? And so, let's bring the new tools, new equipment, new systems, and then learning and development comes in to enhance the skill of the current workforce on the new systems that you've brought. Then we are going to get the optimum output that we are looking for, and that is what we are looking at doing. Let me be quick to mention that in most organizations, when it comes to budget cut, the first point they want to tackle is training.
Oh.
Yes. Why? Because we have not been able to display or manifest ourselves as strategic partners. And that is what we want to do. And I'm sure it will be mentioned that we want to bring all the L&D practitioners in Ghana across the various sectors of industry so that we can harness our mindset to be able to achieve what we are setting ourselves to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that insight. So you've told us when the launch is taking place on the 18th of March and at the Capital Group Limited. I just want you to touch on it again, perhaps, and then tell us what time it is starting and who can come and who can partake and who should be a part of it. And perhaps some contact details you can share with us if somebody wants to be a part of GladNet.
Okay. So the event, as I mentioned, is scheduled for 18. It starts at 9:30 a.m. It's just going to be for 3 hours. And all L&D professionals in Ghana, HR managers, we're calling on you, those who have their own training consultancy firms, to join us to be the voice, to advocate for training for impact, training for results. And I also want to chip in something that John mentioned, that it is not all problems that the solution is training. The ultimate goal is performance. So at the end of the day, you want to do a performance needs assessment to ensure that what really is contributing to the weakness that you've identified, or what is contributing to the gap. And that is where the learning solutions come in. Okay. Yes, that is what we're looking at as GladNet. Yes.
John, let me come to you before I come for the contact details. Any last words you'd like to give us before we go?
All right, so I would just want to mention that we want to use this platform, this opportunity, to encourage every L&D practitioner in Ghana. In some organizations, we are called training managers, training coordinators, training supervisors, that this is our time. This is a time for us to put our strong foot forward and make sure that we get our voices heard. And so we want to entreat every person to be at the launch. And there are going to be a lot of activities post-launch. Okay. And I'm sure that with time, we would communicate all this to everyone. So please,
come back to the table as well.
Come back to us to discuss
about
those activities. Yeah.
So you can give us the contact details, how somebody can be a part, and then any final words you have for us before we go.
Okay, so you can reach us on 0244 713 913, 0244 713 913 for further clarification or any details that you desire.
Right.
Yes, and we're also on Facebook, Ghana Learning and Development section, as well as LinkedIn, Ghana Learning and Development section.
Okay. Yeah. No network section?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So any final words for us aside the contact? Any message you want to leave, final words?
Well, just to add to what John said, this is a call to action. We are inviting all L&D professionals in Ghana, all HR managers, all HR professionals who are into learning and development activities to join us. We need to rise up. We need to rise above the training coordination. We need to be strategic partners. And we need to be intentional about training for impact and training for results, not just training for the numbers or training for attendance.
Yes, and that is Akosia Jowa-Boateng, Ghana's first certified transfer designer and also the executive director of the Ghana Learning and Development Network. She was joined by George Louis Opata, who is a senior manager at Learning and Development Consolidated Bank Ghana Limited, and also a member of GladNet. Ladies and gentlemen, wish you all the best for the lunch, and who knows, we'll be there at 9:30 on Wednesday.
Thank you, thank you, thank
you
for having us.
When we return, the sports updates and more on GTV Breakfast. Stay with us.